Everything in my garage is a total mess right now, but I am super happy with the progress that I've had to make in the last couple of weeks. I drove out 45 minutes to see a friend, and in that experienced my brake booster fail and also my brake caliper sticking, and discovered that I had an overheating issue. And because I no longer rely on this as my daily driver, I've been able to work on it for weeks, and that is a wonderful experience. So in that time, replaced it with a new brake booster, so now my brake pedal shouldn't be extremely hard to push. I have painted my brake calipers black, which is just something cool that I've never been able to do before. Have stainless steel brake lines. I'm hoping that fixes my brake caliper sticking issue, as in maybe this one failed before or this one failed, and now it'll help. I got my rotors turned. These were $8 each to get turned at O'Reilly's, which is a fabulous deal. And I have racing brake pads in here, Hawk HPS. So I'm really excited about that. So basically the entire braking system is now redone. I bled the brakes. Oh, that's the other thing. I bled the brakes and put in new fluid, which is modal something, this stuff. So this is like racing brake fluid. So everything about my brakes should be improved. At the same time, I learned how to do fiberglass work. So this is fiberglass ducting that I made that totally surrounds the area behind the front mount and leading to the AC condenser and there you can see AC condenser and then the radiator, because I found out that I had overheating issues at high speed. So what I'm hoping is that all of the air traveling through my front mount then gets directed to the radiator at high speeds. It may not work, in which case I'll just put flarings in there to soak up more air, bring in more air from the sides. But that was cool and a sort of a labor of love. And now what I'm doing, I'm in process of finishing off compression testing my intake system. Through that, I've learned that I have a million different boost leaks, which is fun to know. Some of the boost leaks included this hose that goes to my my boost controller. So that one had a boost leak, which is probably problematic. I had all kinds of issues with clamps that weren't tight enough, so I got T-bolts for those, and other issues where couplers, like the coupler that was back there was oily and it wouldn't allow the T-clamp to set, so I got some new couplers for the areas that needed them, including the front section. So like the old one, this one even had a crack in it, so I put duct tape around it, which is what you see. So this one is gonna go here. So I'm gonna fix a whole bunch of boost leak issues. I put a relay right here. This relay is for my really old now horn, aftermarket horn, which was always blowing fuses till I found out that I just needed a relay. So I've wired in a relay, which is connected to my battery voltage, or battery terminal, which is the reason why I won't blow any more fuses. This one's rated for 30 amps compared to the 10 amp that's sitting in here. And I was able to put in LEDs for my fog lights, which is pretty exciting. They're 6000K. And I figured I would also do that for my headlights too, which go right here. So I have LEDs in the headlights that haven't even been turned on yet. They're sitting in the back. Not sure if they're even visible, but yeah, so those have LEDs in them now, which I'm excited to install. I have ducting installed now, which I'm excited about. I have, hopefully, a boost-free system, or a boost leak-free system, which I'm excited to have, and LEDs and a new braking system. All of this was relatively inexpensive and just required time. And so I guess the point of this is that it is so nice to have a project car that is not the daily driver, because too many times have I cranked through a weekend frantically trying to finish, knowing that it was desperate times and desperate measures to get this thing back on the road. And now having two vehicles, you know, Elantra and a fun Jeep, this one is project car, and it just, it's so nice to have. Oh, that's the other thing. I got a cleaner for my air filters, which haven't been touched since I put them on probably a decade ago. Probably longer than a decade ago. So, gonna clean those too. So hopefully performs faster, or performs better, goes faster, responds quicker, and doesn't overheat and brakes nicely. So pretty excited.